Hey everybody, thank you for coming to Trampo's Place on Twitch. It is Friday, so we're going to be watching Too Late to Sleep and maybe some other copyrighted stuff that's going to get me suspended again, because that's a great idea. Alright, let's go. Hey everybody, thank you for watching Too Late to Sleep. This week we are brought to... Wait, did we already do that? I don't remember doing that, but it feels like we did that. Are we in the main... Oh, that's going to be annoying. Do people do that? Watch shows with the little guy in the corner? That's going to suck. So the big news this week, even though it was barely addressed on SmackDown, was the return of the Great Khali. We didn't really get a satisfactory reason from WWE as to why he's back, but I did find this statement from somebody associated with WWE. Let's play it.
बलि मांगती काली मां मुक्ति देगी काली मां.
Unfortunately, it wasn't in English. I have no idea what that says. If you know what that was, please let me know in the comments below. On SmackDown, we did see the return of Chris Jericho. Nobody knows if it's just for that 1 week or if he's back full time, but I'm going to take a guess and say that's not going to happen again. This was probably just a one-off. May have had something to do with AJ Styles losing the title on Sunday in a match that kind of didn't end very smoothly. Like maybe the finish wasn't what they originally planned and they had to call an audible, or had very little time to change things. Maybe. Don't know. If you have not been watching Raw, and I don't know why you wouldn't be, but people complain about whatever, you have been missing some simply amazing matches from the Revival. Before the New Day left for the Superstar Shakeup, they had an amazing match with the Revival to put them over, but it was also just before Dash Wilder shattered his jaw, had to take some time off. They came back not doing any matches as part of the whole Enzo and Cass split up thing where they were suspected of maybe attacking Enzo. Maybe it was going to set up a feud between the Revival and Enzo and Cass, except they didn't do it. But now, back to back, they have fought the Hardy Boys and beat them, and the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, and beat them in just amazing pay-per-view level quality matches on the weekly show Raw. If you're not watching, you are missing out. These guys are forever the greatest tag team. Well, they're the greatest tag team right now. And I say that knowing full well that a lot of you are on the fuck the Revival train. No. Forever the Revival. The Young Bucks are a great tag team. The Revival is the greatest tag team. And until the Young Bucks get out of their New Japan contract, which is probably not until next year, not going to prove me wrong. Although I would love to see the Bucks versus the Revival. More than anything. I think that'd be the greatest match that the Revival could have right now is with the Young Bucks. Anyway. Other amazing matches. If you have not been watching the G1, it is the perfect reason to get New Japan World. If you're not familiar, New Japan Pro Wrestling, we've talked about them before. They had the G1 special in the U.S. a couple weeks back with the United States tournament. Every year they do a few tournaments. They've got the New Japan Cup, which is single elimination. They've got the World Tag League, which is a tag team round-robin tournament. And they've got the G1, which is a heavyweight round-robin tournament. They have other tournaments, too. They've got Best of the Super Juniors as well. But we're going to talk about the G1. They have 2 blocks of wrestlers. It can be 8 to 10 wrestlers in each block. I believe this year it's 9. Could be 10. And round-robin means that everybody fights everybody. You win the match, you get 2 points. You have a draw, which could be a time limit draw because they only have 30 minutes, or it could be a double count out. It could be no contest, although that one rarely happens. You get a draw, you both get 1 point. You lose the match, you get 0. In the end, whoever has the most points in Block A faces the guy who has the most points in Block B in the finals, and the winner will get a #1 contendership for the big super show on January 4th, Wrestle Kingdom, which is their equivalent of WrestleMania. It's the biggest show of the year. And every tournament match is treated as a pay-per-view quality match, even though they are fighting every other or every 3 nights. And then on the off nights, when the other block is wrestling, they're in tag matches on the undercard. So they're on every show. They get a little bit of a break when they're in the tag matches, because usually their stablemates or somebody else can do some of the work. They don't have to go full speed. But the tournament matches are all amazing. And we actually had a match. I'm going to see if I can grab a little bit of footage to throw up. Just a little bit. Toru Yano. I'm probably messing up that name. I believe it's Toru Yano versus Kenny Omega was my favorite comedy match in forever. Now, I typically don't like comedy matches. The one with Yoshihiko, I think is the name of the doll the DDT has that they treat as a wrestler, not a fan. The match with Kenny Omega versus the little girl, not a fan. I'm a little bit like, told you I wasn't going to talk about him, little bit in the whole idea that kind of kills the realism of wrestling. I like a little bit of suspension of disbelief. I like to pretend that what I'm watching is actual combat sport. And I think a lot of comedy matches do that. But this was so well done where it was a goofy guy trying to use whatever he could to get an advantage, and it backfiring on him, and that's why they both ended up with their legs taped up. And it was one of those things where it just, you could feel that it didn't make sense to them to waste time trying to get the tape off, because that was going to give their opponent a chance to attack them. So as long as they both were taped up, neither one of them had an advantage, so they could both go after each other. It was funny, but it made enough sense that it worked. So that's actually gone on my list. I'm not going to say it's going to make my top 10 list because I'm going to have more than 10 matches, but it's in my ongoing list of matches to track to go back at the end of the year and watch again and possibly make my top 10 list. It was that good of a comedy match. So get your New Japan World, check these matches out. They're real early in the morning, typically on Central Time, which I'm at. It's 4:30 in the morning they start. So you might stay up late if you don't have anything going on the next day, or you might just wake up a little early, or they're all on demand afterwards. Just watch them at your leisure. But they're damn good matches. And that's all I really have for you. Not a lot going on. We're in a little bit of a downturn. We've got about 6 weeks or so until SummerSlam. I've got some special episodes I'm working on. And so, yeah, this is where he just says that same old crap as always. You know what he's saying. This is always the same stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Like, subscribe, everybody. Do we really need to pay attention to this? Trampions, I love you. Thank you so much. He's still there. He's still there. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, hit the videos. I love you guys. Cheers. That's all I got for you this week. Thanks for watching Trampo's Place.